Where do people get
After
this
she
strength?
found out that this guy cheated on her, it was like she went on a downward spiral. The person who was always so jovial and bright and
I
all
can
that.
imagine. You're listening to the Whisper It Loud podcast. Hi, I'm Wamuyu from Kenya, and you're listening to the Whisper It Loud podcast. I'm so excited because now we're actually on episode number 7. I thank God. And with me, I have my guest.
Hi. I'm Monica Luanda.
Oh, you're so beautiful. Yeah, and
thank
I'm so honored for you to be here actually today.
I'm so glad to be here as
Oh,
well.
I guess auntie. And today we're going to be having an interesting conversation. It's going to be about mind matters. Actually, because this month we're actually having the mental health awareness month.
Mm-hmm. Suicide.
Oh, ni suicide.
If I'm not wrong.
I
think it's Suicide Prevention Week, actually.
Oh, suicide prevention. Like, yeah. Actually, that's what triggered me to bring the conversation for today. And it's sad because majority of the young people are the ones who are actually committing suicide.
Exactly.
Yeah. And it got me thinking, what are the reasons why people will get to a point where they are committing suicide, or what can trigger that? So, yeah, let's have that kind of conversation. So, mental health affects everyone, and yet there is often a stigma associated with discussing it openly. Yeah. A lot of people don't get to talk about it.
Yeah. People shy away from it a lot.
I don't know if is it just Africans?
I think it's probably just Africans, because there's so many times, I don't know, we kind of downplay our emotions. And we put much more focus on other things in life where mental health is not that much of a priority.
Yeah. Actually, yeah, that's true. And actually, we get to help people by understanding what mental health challenges are, and just it is as real as physical health challenges. This understanding can encourage individuals to seek help without feeling any shame. Yeah. So let's discuss a few things that causes mental health. Hakuna kuangalia.
Nipe mo Kenya?
Hakuna mo Kenya. Mo Kenya tu ni mimi as the examiner. Yeah, so one thing I noticed was stress. And stress can be caused by so many things. Stress kawe uko shule bado. So.
Exactly. School is very stressful, if I'm being honest, because it's so hard to strike a balance. And I don't know if I should attribute this to our system as well, because there are people who are in other education systems and they
are living their best life.
Yeah, they're living their best life, and there's that balance. But for us, it's somewhat hard because it's either you focus on yourself wholly, or you focus on school. It's so hard
to have a balance. And I think that can even cause the mental health issue. And also some people feel the pressure. If, for example, like the other day where somebody alijimwagilia kerosene kajichoma, you can imagine what kind of stress that person was going through,
exactly,
in order for you to do such a thing. And also I feel like parents are also kind of to be blamed.
They are to be blamed.
Because I believe if you have a relationship with your kid, they should be at one point able to be vulnerable, to come and tell you this and this is actually going on into their lives. And I got to realize something. I was even talking with my cousin this morning, is that we take for granted the people who have a good relationship with their parents. You're able to talk with them, you're able to chapa stories, nothing too serious apart from now them being parents. And other people don't get to have that. So
and to add on that, I have to say that for my parents, it was kind of the same at a point. But even with relationships, I think you have to go through a process of learning and unlearning things. So, I had to start that conversation. And it was really hard. Let me not say it was really hard. And,
especially being a girl.
Exactly. Just sitting them down and telling them, like, we really need to talk about this thing. Because it's real. it affects everyone. It affects me. It also affects you because, sometimes we also don't realize like our parents are their own people.
Yeah.
They have their own lives. They get affected by so many different things. So, it's also a learning process for everyone, and you have to also take that step to spearhead the conversation.
Actually, that's so true. And I also got to realize even financial stability can be a cause of stress, which can lead to so many decisions that are made without thinking. So you can actually take your life by feeling like you're worthless because your financial status is not on the right path, or what you think is success. For you feel like as a failure, you have not reached that level of success.
Exactly.
Which, who said when you get to this point is when you're now you made it.
Yeah, things don't just fall into place, when you get to that point.
Yeah.
So it's a day by day process.
Yeah, and also another thing that causes a mental health issue, or even want to just take their life or anything related, is trauma. People don't get to talk a lot about trauma.
Thank you.
And when I say trauma, that's a trigger on its own, because the other day I was thinking about it, and I realized that the people we surround ourselves with really, really, really affect us in so many levels. And trauma, for me, when you think about it, can be the simplest things. It might be the kind of parental style that was given to you that causes trauma, and you need to identify it in order for you to start unlearning it. Yeah. So until you get to discover, okay, I'm experiencing trauma because of this, is when you're able now to work on it. But before then, you'll think that that's just normal.
Exactly, because trauma manifests in so many different ways, and some of us don't realize it, but some responses, some behaviors, you get to look back and you're like, oh my gosh, so I act this way as a result of something that happened at a certain point in my life. So
even sexual abuse, people don't say that, but it happens. Or the kind of relationship that you had in high school. The way maybe you were being beaten in school, that can be something. Or you were constantly being picked on by your own fellow classmates in school, or you never felt like you were fitting in growing up. Maybe
which
you
also
have
causes a lot of anxiety.
You can imagine if, for example, you're just boys alone at home, and then you don't know exactly how to be as a girl, or maybe the guy is
my situation.
You're the only girl.
I'm the only girl at home.
So
it was very weird.
So I can imagine how you're protected. Like,
exactly, it's very serious. But it was kind of hard for me to navigate life at a point, and just my femininity as well, because you're around boys all the time.
You might become a little bit rough.
And I was a tomboy, like a serious tomboy. So it's been an interesting journey. That's a conversation for another day.
Okay, and then also we get to realize can also be a chemical imbalance.
Yes.
Just naturally. I don't know about medical, but that's something I was researching on, and I discovered that chemical imbalance can cause mental health issue. Where you just see the unaonanga kwa barabara mse amechizi. It can just be there's just a chemical imbalance, or just the biological kind of way. So at times it's not that you went through something. It's just like, I think, a nut just...
even hormonal imbalance. Sometimes, honestly speaking. Like, the women, for example, I also don't want to speak as if I'm a... what do you call it? Like a professional.
We are not professionals. We're just talking from our own experience, from research.
But there are also women who go through a lot of trauma, let's say during their menses, or even after childbirth.
What? I didn't know you can even lose your teeth after giving birth.
You can.
Or like you can start nearing. You can't control yourself, like going to the bathroom.
Yes. There are a lot of problems that come with that. So, we
take for granted.
We take for granted.
I didn't even think of that.
Yeah, so
And even the change of body, your body, how you change it, in order for you to just accept it.
Exactly.
That's the change that has happened.
The postpartum depression is a real thing for so many people. Yeah, so it's also important to like raise awareness on that, because people just see mothers and they think it's an easy task. Like,
I think
you
it's
just give
Instagram.
birth to a baby and be so happy, you know, like all your fears have gone away. Like,
You
the
feel
women,
so fulfilled.
yeah,
and
you
all
feel so
that.
fulfilled.
But I feel like it's Instagram and the TikToks and everything.
Yeah.
But yeah, until the other days when I'm now seeing the other side, that people are open out to saying, okay, despite motherhood being such an amazing journey, there's the other side of things.
Exactly. Yeah, we don't have to yet.
Yet. It's going to happen in the future.
Yeah.
Sure.
But it's also just important to raise awareness on that, because women go through a lot.
Yeah. And do you think another thing we were even having a conversation in class was the pressure that comes being with social media.
Thank you.
Yeah, with social media showing that they got their shit together, they're making money at a young age. You know, the glam.
Yeah.
The glam side of things is really affecting a lot of people, and people don't get to realize that people only show the good side of things. People never show you the bad side of things. And that's just a snippet of what is their life at that particular point where the camera is.
Yeah, people have to realize that social media is not real life.
Yeah.
That's the truth. And I feel like so many of us have kind of had a hyperfixation on our social lives to the point that we forget to live. To actually live. We're living just to show other people, this, this is
happening. I'm living my best life.
Exactly. Like, I'm going out, I look beautiful, I bought the best stuff in the market. But social media is not real life. And I feel like also detoxing from social media is so important. Because even for me, I just made that choice. And it's hard. Because it's also addictive to some extent.
Yeah.
It's hard. Yeah. So, I had to just tell myself, like, take these 2 weeks off social media. 2 weeks turned into like a month now plus. So, it's also important to keep your mental health in check, because sometimes you find yourself competing with an image that someone has put out there, not even the reality. Because if you knew the reality of the situation, you'd realize like, oh, anyway, I'm not badly off.
And actually, these influencer people, when you get to hear their story or you get to realize who they are as individuals, you're just like, wait, hold up.
Exactly.
You're like, we are with you here, seated, because me, I know you as my friend. But then in your social media, no, you're actually in Dubai. And I'm like, what do you mean?
Exactly. Like, completely different.
It's completely different.
Yeah.
And I think we should look for ways, the remedies to make, what is it called? How to handle mental health issues and how to stay away from the thoughts of even taking your own life, or how you would calm yourself, acknowledge you are beautiful, acknowledge your worth as an individual. And I think one of the changes that people should do is lifestyle. That really, really helps, especially like working out. It really, really comes one. And you get to be in a routine when you choose that. So, for example, like it's food and all that, it really, really helps so that you stop overthinking. And, it's like when you're working out, you can't be thinking, oh, I want to die.
Exactly.
When you're lifting dumbbells, it's impossible.
Exactly. You're supposed to keep your mind as occupied as possible, honestly, to just avoid the obsessive thoughts and all those negative feelings.
Yeah. So this is the Sululu to the Dululu.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, there's also medication, although I don't know much about it and I do not advocate for it. But there are people also who do antidepressants.
Yeah.
And I don't know how that works or how it affects people. Do you know anything about that?
Honestly, about antidepressants, not quite. But what I'd say is that I feel like it should be a last resort.
Yeah.
Because do your research, honestly. There's so many side effects. And I think before you get to that point, try to exhaust all your options.
Yeah.
Whether it's therapy, whether it's I don't know.
Therapy, I really, really advocate for therapy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And there's so many benefits for therapy. Yeah. Because I'm also going and I can see some changes.
Exactly. I also know a person who, should I give her like a code?
Okay, you can give her. She's the key light.
She's the key light. Okay, so key light was around 30 years old. And you know, when you're 30, as a lady, or not even as a lady, just generally, you feel like that's the point where you want to settle down and start having a family and a home and all that. And she was with this guy they were dating. Yeah. But she found out that the guy cheated on her.
Because if somebody is cheating on you already and you guys have not even started a family.
Exactly.
What happens when you start? Anyway.
That's the thing. They're together for a long time. And this guy, oh my gosh, wait. I wanted to restructure my sentence.
It's okay.
Okay.
Were you laughing? Wait. The cheating part.
Yeah, I wanted to add more sauce to it. I wanted to add like Tabasco.
Okay. No.
Shit. Okay. Wait. They're together for a long time. And you know the way you think. Okay. Wait.
Oh, but you're not comfortable talking about that, babe?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, I don't mind. So, I just want the story to flow, to be juicy.
Okay. We're still thinking of love. Okay.
I feel like laughing.
At this point, key light.
So, key light was with this guy. And you know, these guys look like they're on the way to marriage. Okay. Because they're together for a long time.
Like the 6 years kind of relationship.
Exactly. Like high school sweethearts.
Okay.
I'm telling you,
where do people get this
she found out that this guy had cheated on her, it was like she went on a downward spiral. The person who was always so jovial and bright and, you know, all that. Yeah, I can imagine. She just disappeared. She kept to herself. Things were wild. And, you know, of course, as a friend, you have to intervene. You know, you can't just see someone whisked away and you're just there. You have to intervene. You have to do something. So we went to Key Light.
Moving on swiftly.
So, okay.
So did she get help?
Yeah, so one of my neighbors and I went to Key Light to just visit her, see. Oh, boy, please. I'm trying so hard.
Okay.
Yeah. One of my neighbors and I went to Key Light to just see how she's doing and talk to her. And, you know, she told us her side of the story. And, you know, we just tried to encourage her. Like, you know, just try to keep yourself busy during this time. Stop just isolating. Because so many people, by the way, when they go through some sort of traumatic experience or negative experience, they tend to isolate. Yeah. You should be doing the opposite of that, actually.
I think it's because people tend to feel like they're unwanted or they're not the best versions of themselves. Therefore, they're not proud of who they are at that particular point. So it's very common for people to just want to hide and not be surrounded by people. But yeah, as you said, people should be around people, especially the people who understand where they're coming from, and then with a lot of love, care and support. Yeah. And I think also people should speak, or we should be able to create platforms or relationships that people are open to be vulnerable and speak about what exactly is going through their life without feeling guilty or feeling judged. That's one thing I got to realize.
Exactly. So
she's now healthy, or is she doing something, gym?
Honestly, the girl went to therapy, and in a matter of, it took a while, honestly, because it's hard. And one thing that I learned from her about therapy is that it kind of gets worse before it gets better.
Yeah. Hey, there's a lot of crying in therapy.
Yeah. You need to unpack a lot. So, you know, it was really hard for her in the initial stages, but after a while, you know, like,
I hope she got someone.
Oh my gosh.
And even better than that guy.
Way better than that guy. Because, at least she got to a point where now she knew her worth.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's important to know your worth so that you know what to settle for and what not to settle for. Yeah. Exactly. So
that's so true.
And she went to the gym. She hit the gym. She's looking like Megan Thee Stallion. She's built. Oh.
Hallelujah.
Amen.
Praise Jesus. Cheers, babe.
Cheers. For friendship breakups, I feel like, this is such a tough topic because I've had to step away from so many friendships at a point in my life. What I can say is don't stay in a place that no longer serves you. That's just the best thing I can say about that, because you are who you surround yourself with. So it's also important to just draw a line and have boundaries with people. If people cross those boundaries, just push them out of your life.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be like we're any on bad terms, like you're my arch nemesis or something. But
there's that gap.
Yeah.
And it's very clear.
Yeah. And learn to choose better for yourself, because our friends impact us sometimes even more than our partners.
Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes even more. So you have to be cautious of who you let into your space as well. Yeah. Or it will really cost you.
So true. I think also another thing that people should aware of as a way of remedy is about mindfulness and meditating. That really, really helps, because when you're meditating and affirming yourself and mindful thinking is when you also get to appreciate yourself more, and then you start manifesting things for yourself. And also another thing is gratitude. Yeah. You get to appreciate where you are in life and not think of the bad things that are happening in your life. Instead, now appreciate what is good. Okay, I have parents. Okay, I have an education system. Okay, fine. I'm still javing, but I think, thank God I'm not in a wheelchair. I'm able to walk, and I'm able to move around. Like, I don't need someone to push me around or anything. Those are the small things that you're able to appreciate when you're doing that. And also acknowledging how far you have come, because at this particular time we are living the prayers we were asking. Yeah, like this, we are answered prayers.
Exactly.
Like, what am I saying?
No, that makes sense.
Yeah,
it's true.
Yeah, it's true. Like that's what we should tend to look. Of course, it's not that it's going to be easy or anything, but with a little bit of grace, goes a long way.
It's true.
Yeah.
Meditation is important because it also helps you kind of block out the noise. And also kind of learn to be content with yourself. You also need to learn how to be okay just by yourself with your thoughts and control your thoughts as well. So yeah, it's important.
It's not a joke. And also another thing, another remedy. Hey. Remedy. Self-care.
Yeah. Thank you.
Please buy that skincare. Go for that massage.
Thank you.
Light that candle.
Yeah, even if it's not scented, just light it. Just light it.
Buy those flowers and sprinkle the petals. Hata kama ni kwa shower yako, kwa una bathtub.
Yeah, just sprinkle them.
Yeah,
self-care is really important.
So I think with that, I hope you've been able to tackle the topic of. Or do you have anything else to say?
That's all.
You don't have anything else to say? And that brings to the end of that conversation. I hope you were able to actually get something from it. And this is a very close topic to home, actually, because all of us are going through something that affects our mind, and it just depends on the level of degree that is being affected. But another thing is that we are here to bring very thought-provoking conversations and inspiring stories. Hey, okay. When I was awake.
When you were awake.
Okay. Yeah, so that comes to the end of it. So tell a friend to tell a friend. So let's share, subscribe.
Share, subscribe, follow on all platforms.
Whisper It Loud Podcast.
Yeah, Whisper It Loud Podcast.
IG, YouTube, TikTok,
X, name it.
We are there. So yeah, can't wait to see the edited version on episode number 7.
I am so excited.
Yeah.
I hope to be.
Yeah, for sure. This is just the beginning. You never know. Unajua kidogo utasikia tu niko na million followers. Sijui niko wapi, you know. You're listening to my podcast on Trace. Yeah.
It's so lovely to be here.
Oh, thank you. Aki, you have such a very calm voice and a sweet voice. Thank you so much for coming. Yeah. Okay, peace. You're listening to the Whisper It Loud podcast.